So the project right now is putting a water line up at the front garden here. This is the very front of our yard. And we have this garden that we're putting here. And there's no hose here. So we've been snaking this long, just regular garden hose all the way from the front of the house all the way over to here. So we're putting in a water line here. So I already started on this job yesterday and made some pretty good progress in just a few hours. And yeah, we're gonna finish it up now. Already got the line in and somewhat buried. So got it just about to the creek. Getting across the creek is probably gonna be a little bit of a challenge because there's a lot of roots and rocks. And the plan is to get it right up through there, right next to that bush, and tie into a water line that's next to the shop. So we're gonna work on that next. occurred to me at this point that I should probably pressure test this water line just to make sure it was good before I totally buried it. Alright, that's all the connections. And now we just need to go and turn the water on and come back and look at this. Alright, here's the first connection. Looks pretty good. I don't see any leaks. A little bit of water from where it was wet earlier. All right, let's look at the last one. Okay, I think I'm gonna purge all the air out of the line first. Take this off. And just open it for a bit. All right, looks good. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. So we were at about 20. And we're still about 20. So the real test will be giving it some time, maybe half an hour or so, and see if it changes then. Okay. All right, it's the next day, and that is still holding at right about 20. So I am very satisfied that this whole hose line is not leaking. All right, well, I made a bit of progress today off camera. Got the rest of the trench dug, the lines laid and cut to size, and some of the connections were made. So now what I'm gonna work on is finishing up those connections. We're gonna have a spigot come out at this post here, as well as up at the garden there. All right, so now with all the final connections made, we'll do one more pressure test to test all those connections. So again, we're at about 20, a little bit above. So now we'll just check this and see how it is in a little bit. In the meantime, since I know the pipe is good, and if there's any issues with the pressure, then it's just with the connections and not with the pipe, I can go ahead and start burying this. I already took the backhoe off because it's way easier to push dirt with the box blade than it is with the front bucket. So I'm remembering how our clay soil doesn't like to compact when it's wet. It just turns into this mucky mud that just squishes out instead of compacting. So I'm gonna have to wait for this to dry out. Alright, this stretch looks pretty good. Over here by the creek, even getting up to the ground is still way too soft. So I need this to dry out a bit before I try to grade over here. This is just a drainage creek. This will dry up within a couple of months or so. By summer, this will just be bone dry. All right, well, this project's pretty much done. Now we have running water up at the front yard. This one's all set too. So I had to put the hose box here next to it and finish grading out the parking lot off camera. That really cleans up this area next to the back door. One of those hose boxes used to sit here. We ran a hose that would go down that path and out to near the shop where it was getting used the most. So that really cleans up this area nicely.